Wednesday, 32 in the house. It's time for another edition of What's on Deck. You weekly look at what is new in the world of playing cards and sometimes what's upcoming. Lots to talk about, so let's get on with it. I checked out Indiegogo for the hell of it yesterday, and there's nothing to talk about on there, as usual. The only thing of note is the Tattoo Ink deck, which failed miserably on Kickstarter, is on there. I don't know if it launched at the same time there or if it just launched. Either way, it's going to be even worse than it did on Kickstarter. Just because projects don't do well. Playing card projects don't do well on Indiegogo for the most part. So anyways, we got here the Oris playing cards from Parama Playing Cards. It's 31% funded, 29 days to go. A little bit sketchy on this one. The project is a little bit sketchy for me. May or may not fund. It's to be produced by Legends. The back design you see there is not bad. There is apparently stretch goals for a red deck and a black deck. However, if you look on the right hand side of your screen, you'll see it says pledge for one red deck, which nobody has pledged for yet. But why? Why is that there if the deck is not available yet? Because you look down below at the very next one, 2 decks, you get blue decks. If the goal is reached, you get 1 blue and 1 red. So why is there a red deck, a single red deck available if it's not actually available yet? That should be removed. It should be, they should close that one so nobody pledges on that one by mistake, because it is kind of misleading. Or something is misleading. Either it is available and they've screwed up some of the tiers, or they screwed up on that one and it's not actually available. And that's the way it seems to me. The back design, like I said, is okay. Kind of flower type thing in the middle. Pretty interesting borders and designs. One thing I noticed, and you can notice as well if you look closely, is maybe there's a better image of this. There's the red deck. Not even sure. I think Oris relates to gold. It's only going to be 1,000 blue and red, 500 black if it ever gets unlocked, which is not likely. Apparently he's doing 56 cards, despite the fact that most Legends decks are 52 cards. 54 cards, sorry. So that they're actually adding 2 additional gas cards, which is always cool. Here we see some of the faces. The Aces page is not really all that exciting for me. The other Aces are okay. And then the court cards, they're basically a modified standard court card. It is, and the 10 is kind of weird, but anyways, it is a step up from their previous attempt, which is a failure, which is a different deck. It was a bicycle branded deck. But they just had standard court cards, if I recall correctly, and it turned off backwards. But this one obviously is modified. They're not bad. And you actually get different elements, different colors for each of the decks. But the same thing, just different colors. So yeah, not bad. The Jokers, they got a damn story on them. I don't know what that is. I guess it says it's history pages from the Oris, whatever the Oris is. Okay. We'll go with that. Here's the black one. One thing I'm noticing, if you look at them, like color-wise and whatnot, is the back design is actually a little bit different than what you see on the back of the tub case. Like the color of the flower and whatnot. This box looks like it was taken right off a Jackson Robinson project. Just saying. But it is what it is. If you like it, check it out. Me, I'm kind of on the fence about this one. We'll wait and see. Is it going to get 9,000 euros? I don't know. There's a lot of projects right now, and people are going to give money to the ones that are the better ones and that they like the best. Speaking of which, I got the Alexandria Dumas Classics playing cards from Bonafide Playing Cards. 74% funded, 12 days to go. I think it's a pretty short project. A few weeks. 2 beautiful decks. Love it. Recommend checking it out very much. They're a good price. They're excellent decks. based on these two books, The Count of Monte Cristo and The Three Musketeers. And there will be limited edition tuck swaps added very soon, which should put them over the funding goal. Next up, Cards 3 playing cards by Bokobo. It is funded, pretty well funded, 3 days to go. I like it. It's kind of a similar to the Verts deck, so if you like Verts, you might want to check it out. Then we got the Tessellatas playing cards from Hunky Dory Cards, also funded, 25 days to go. Still lots of time in that one, but it is a pretty cool, colorful deck. I like it. Then we got the Bicycle Natural Disasters Tsunami from Collectible Cards, funded, 21 days to go, and the Hurricane is funded with 4 days to go. Coming up sometime around the end of the week will be the last one in this series, which is the Blizzard. So check that out. Then we got the Air Squadron playing cards by A8 Industry, which is a bicycle branded deck, but they neglected to put that in the title. It's 38% funded, 33 days to go. May or may not happen, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the back design or the essentially repeating court cards or the pips that they use. I'm just not a huge fan of that. It's actually kind of similar to the stealth playing cards from a few years ago. I don't know if it's any relation to that. I don't think so. But I know I'm not the only one who's not a huge fan of it, obviously. Then you got the Bicycle Conflict playing cards from Magic Trick Store. 69% funded, 21 days to go. I don't recall if I showed you this one. Just a matter of time. It should fun. It's a pretty nice back design. This is from Johnny Wham, designed by Johnny Wham. He's done a lot of decks for them. Here you see the back design. It's not bad. And then the faces, they're not bad. And I'm pretty sure I've actually shown them to you. It is, you know what it is. Some are going to like it, some are not, obviously. But, I mean, it's got its own distinct, unique feel and look, so I like it. I'll get it eventually. Next up, we got Agenda playing cards from Flagrant Agenda. It is funded, 17 days to go. I don't know if they hit the stretch goal for the black deck yet, although they are pretty clearly advertising it there in that picture. Excuse me. All the decks will have embossed tuck cases from the first stretch goal. All sorts of different symbols in the deck. Very interesting. Iris court cards. The mandala, that's on another deck. Stretch goal for the black deck is $12,000. May or may not happen. Hopefully it makes it. Let's get it there. They need $3,000, just over $3,000 more. That's $1,000 a week. I think it's manageable. Moving on, we have the Bicycle Gold Dragon playing cards from Colin Foley. It is 43% funded, 10 days to go. Not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. It's just too simple, too standard of a deck. The standard court cards, completely standard court cards. Standard number cards with gold pips for the spades and the clubs. Fairly simple ace of spades and a fairly simple back design. It's just not going to get people to pledge for it at this rate because there's so many other projects that are much better right now. Then we got Samurai playing cards from Jacqueline de Cesare 11. Funded, 39 days to go. Had a very small goal, so it's not surprised it funded. Not to mention the fact that each deck is $50. So small goal, big price. You only need so many pledges. But I think it's too expensive. I think some artists value their projects too highly, or their products too highly, and think they're worth all the money in the world. And also they think it's really limited. There's only 100 being produced, so it's worth even more money. And I just don't think it's the case. If this was $10-15, I'd be interested. But $50, I don't think so. Moving on, Crazy Dogs playing cards by Lynn. 18% funded, 2 hours to go. I see they got a whole $9 added to the project in the last day. Or actually, that's the first time they had any funding since like a couple of weeks ago. It's 2 hours to go. Not going to happen. Goodbye, so long. Don't want to see any more projects from you, quite frankly. Trash Point Guards by Benjamin Froelich. 60% funded. 30 minutes to go. Not going to happen. I'd place a bet on it. Israel Playing Cards relaunch by Betty Lee. I think I mentioned this last week. It's 32% funded, 20 days to go. May or may not happen. Looking more like it's not going to happen. Then we got Vampire Society Playing Cards. Playing Card Company, it says. By David Pudelwitz St. Albans. I don't remember if I sold this one last week. We'll take a quick look. It's 40% funded, 50 days to go. It's not going to happen. Let's just say that much. This is a relaunch of a previous deck they did. There's two decks, a zombie deck and a vampire deck, just like before. Those are the back designs. Are absolutely, I think those are the back designs. Absolutely horrible one-way back designs that say Vampire Society on one, zombie deck on the other. Why? It's horrible. It's lazy. They don't have any images on the project. You'd have to actually watch the video, which I'm not. The previous attempt, zombie playing cards, was a year ago. Over a year ago, they tried this, February 2016. It did not fund. They were looking for $3,000. Oh crap! They got $600. Just over $600. So now they decide, let's increase the goal to $5,000. Yeah, not going to happen. I always find it questionable when people try to fund a project with whatever goal, it fails badly, and then they decide, let's relaunch this with a goal that's twice as much. Are you out of your freaking mind? Anyway, Raven Playing Cards, Purple Haze Edition by Raven Magic and designed by Stockholm 17 Lorenzo Gazziotti, is funded. 23 hours to go. I like it. Recommend checking it out. Definitely check it out if you're interested in seeing what this new Cardamundi stock and finish is like, because that's who's producing this one. And then we got the Might and Magic Playing Cards by Morant Art and Kickstarter stock. 19% funded, 30 days to go. Don't think it's going to happen. The back designs are not great. The faces could be better. And there's potential legal issues with that as well. Then we got the Dondorf 100th Zakarti Playing Cards Restoration, which I mentioned last week, by United Cardists. These are restored by Lautrec. Beautiful. They are expensive, at least $100 for one. But they are beautiful. Nice restoration. I like it. Are they making a lot of money off the project? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're making a pretty penny off the project. But it's nice collector's item. It is funded. 8 days to go. Like less than 90 left, I believe. So go check it out. Then we got Grid Series 1 Typographic Playing Cards by Luke Wadey, which is somehow funded. 23 days to go. Must have had a pretty low goal. £2,000 goal. It's barely funded. This deck has zero artwork, as you can see. It's just typographic. It's just writing all over the place. They've made it so that you can identify the suit and value of the card no matter which direction you're looking at the card. Doesn't matter if you're looking at it from the top, the bottom, one side, the other side. I don't even know why you'd be looking at it from the side. This, to me, it looks like playing cards for dummies. I mean, if you got they got this here, let's see. If you've got to tell the people 7 different ways to identify a playing card, that's pretty bad. You'd have to be pretty dumb to need to have that much identification on what a card is. I'm not a fan of it, obviously. There's other typographic decks out there that are better, if you like typographic. I'm not... Where's the rest of the images? There we go. There's your back design. Horrible, typographic, beauty of simplicity. Not for me. I mean, Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I guess, and not this eye, that's for sure. I just think it's pretty ridiculous. The Jokers, again, pretty simple. Horrible back design, one-way back design. I just don't like it. Goodbye. Wait, now I'm curious about something here. This creator has had 12 projects. What are they? Out of my way. Ah, it's not what I wanted to do. Damn, burn it. I apologize. There you go. Stickers, mostly stickers. Some canceled ones. Artwork. Ah, he's the guy who did these Hawk playing cards with. It's had a typographic look. That one was canceled. It was not any better than this one. Actually, maybe it was a little bit better, but not much. But anyways, yeah. At least that one had a mirrored back design. Moving along, we got the Chrome Kings playing cards by Handlords, which is a little bit weird. They designed these playing cards in 3D, despite the fact that cards are actually 2D. Makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately for me, it's a pass for now because the shipping is like twice what it should cost. And I'll just get it elsewhere. It is funded 15 days ago. It would be better funded if the shipping costs were not a ripoff. I'm pretty certain. And maybe if the artwork was a little bit better. Then we have Honeybee Special Edition Metalux by Penguin Magic. Funded 6 days to go. I like it. I recommend checking it out. It is a little bit pricier than the regular Honeybees, obviously, but of course it does have Metalux foil on the backs. It's more limited, nice tuck case, so definitely worth checking out. Then we got the Strange playing card set by John Daniel Taylor IV, 93% funded, 8 days to go. This is just the same thing he's already done before, like a year or so ago. Horrible one-way back design, and just a ridiculous attempt to cash in on his mildly popular comic book series. Obviously, it's not too popular because he can barely fund the deck. Anyways, Divine Art playing cards from Sinise Chaba White Gold Edition. I think I mentioned these ones before. Love it. Recommend checking it out. 26% funded, 22 days to go. Apparently, it's not NPC printed, but the printing is good. It's printed in China somewhere, but it is good quality. I like it. I recommend checking it out. Gold foil back design, different than the original project. New tuck case. And of course, gold gilded edges. Free worldwide shipping. How can you go wrong? And next, we have the Colorado Standard Poker and Tarot deck by the Colorado Standard Playing Card Company, which you will never hear from again because it's going to fail and they're going to pack up and leave, I'm guessing. 7% funded, 31 days to go, and I do have some things to talk about with this one. The back design is, well, it's a one-way back design with horribly massive borders. I mean, those are big borders. The artwork itself is not bad from the looks of it, but the borders are just horrible. The tuck case, it's okay. Basically what they've done is decided to take a new approach to card gaming, incorporating the best elements from the history of playing cards with a few modern innovations. No. This deck consists of 55 cards, which include the 4 main suites, as they say, suites, not suits, because why not? They also have a 5th embedded suit of Western Arcana called Omens, and 3 suited jokers called Dramas. Yes, let's change the jokers to Dramas. The suits in this deck, by the way, are Seeds, Gears, Blades, and Bottles, which replace your traditional suits, which just seem like completely random suits. The deck apparently has a steampunk theme, by the way, and these suits just seem like completely random, out of left field, just for the hell of it, and not going to happen. And the idea is to add a new facet to card gaming and design. And I guess this is some of the artwork from the court cards. Okay. There's also tarot cards in the deck, inspired by classic ones, as you can see. And these are the court cards you see in the deck. Is that the bottle? It looks more like a beaker, or whatever you call it. Science-related thing. Yeah. How exciting. And then they have here rules for Colorado poker. Because that usually works out so well. Here's the problems with projects like this. Number one, and not to mention the back design is horrible or anything like that. I mean the borders on the back design are horrible. Number one, people, particularly people who play games like poker or regular card people, regular card game players, like their standard traditional suits and court cards that they're familiar with. They decided to replace all the suits with just random weird suits for the hell of it. Two, people who like playing poker like playing standard poker games, whether it's just a 5-card stud or whatever it's called, or Texas Hold'em or whatever it might be. They like playing something they're familiar with. This incorporates all sorts of stuff like throwing the free drama cards, jokers, into making them high cards or making them part of other things here like Legend, which is 4 Omen cards of the same suit, etc., etc. And then that's where it did. They got free jokers for 3 different suits, but why not 4? 1 for each suit. That makes no sense to me why it's just 3 suits and not 4. There's plenty of other decks do that. 4 jokers, 1 for each suit. Also, looks like they have different images on each card, which makes it harder to use because, well, actually, what is this? Oh, okay, this is tarot cards. Tarot cards, each have different pictures on them. I see. So there's 2 different decks. One with pictures, one without. Oh, and then look at this. How much money they got for taxes for this project? Really? There's going to be that much taxes? That's a lot. I'm not quite buy that. But yeah, the biggest problems with this are people who like to play card games and poker. They want a standard deck that they're familiar with, and they want standard suits that they're familiar with. Projects like this that either try to incorporate new random suits and or try to come up with new variations of poker are pretty much doomed to fail. And this one's going the same way. I know I'm not interested in a deck of cards that has completely random suits. I prefer my standard suits or tarot suits. And I know I'm not the only one, obviously. And also I'm not interested in necessarily being weird random versions of poker. Anyways, moving along. Next up we got Black Dragon Series playing cards by Craig Maidment. It is apparently funded. Nothing suspicious about that. Only $2,000 plus in 1 day or 2. And 8 days to go. It's made it over the funding goal. I do find it a little bit suspicious, I would have to say at the very least. And I'm not sure that this one deserves to fund, especially considering other decks like the this one right here, Divine Art, has not funded yet. And it's much more deserving of getting people's money than this messed up all over the place project by a creator who knows not what he does. Anyways, moving along. Sinister Deck by Tiger Smith is funded. 61 hours to go. I still don't know if I want to get this one or not. I like the idea. I like, the artwork, the faces for the most part, what I'm seeing. But that back design is just so horrible. It really turns me off. Moving along, Morbid Games by Nicholas Andrew. I think I forget to mention this one from time to time. It is actually playing cards. It's 1% funded, 7 days to go. It is not going to happen. This has got like 10 different decks. What you see on there is the horrible one-way back designs that look like posters more than anything, with names on them and stuff like that. And then the faces, some of them, they actually got a little bit creative, and they came up with different images for each face. But other decks, they just went, and they made the same image for every card, because they came up with some idea they wanted to do, but they didn't fully develop it. Kind of lazy. It's not going to happen, obviously. Then it is Design 100% plastic playing cards by Classic Baroque by Jason Hawley. 56% funded, 29 days to go. May or may not happen. They've gotten quite a bit of money. They're doing this because apparently a lot of people from this PokerTipForum.com requested that they produce bridge-sized decks with a jumbo index. I don't think that bridge-sized plastic decks are overly popular. And not to mention, plastic playing cards on Kickstarter are not overly popular. Anyways, moving along, we got Tally-Ho, original 1885 Tally-Ho number 9 playing card restoration by Michael Scott. Funded, 12 days to go. Apparently they do have another design in the works, which I'm excited about as well. This is nice. Classic Tally-Ho tuck case in brown. Apparently I've frozen here. Oh, for God's sake. Come on. Don't do this to me. I apologize, stupid computer. And again, there's way too many versions. There's a standard version. Then there's a limited edition with a long, old school type tongue. and then there's a original release, which comes in this paper, which just ends up getting in the way. And this one actually has black on it. But the actual tuck case is the limited edition. So it's actually not as limited as a standard edition because it was like twice as many. It's kind of weird. The back design is a beautiful back design, as you can see right here. I know my face is kind of in the way here. It's a really big picture. But nice, beautiful vintage style back design. Nice vintage style court cards and the Jolly Joker. I'm not even sure if that's what they actually used back then. It's a Joker from a Fournier deck. You know, nice ace of spades and everything. So we're talking about, and maybe planning to add a weathered deck. But so far I've only seen a handful or so of people that actually want it. And they wanted to produce 85 of those weathered decks to go with the year it was from. But the problem is, how are they going to produce 85 decks for USB-C? I don't think that's going to happen, and it's not going to be cheap. But anyways, I do like it. Do recommend checking it out. Next up, Custom Fairview 2017 playing cards from Tracy Dolson for this school in Colorado. 27% funded, 53 hours to go. They actually got a little more funding, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And then this Calaveras de Azucar Luxury Edition by Natalia Silva. I give it a thumbs down. It is well funded. The reason why it looks like it's so well funded is because the goal was only $500, possibly because he was afraid it wasn't going to be that popular, but it's doing quite well. 23 days to go. All this is, from what I can tell, from what it looks like, is a different tuck case, or package, if you will, for the already produced Calaveras de Azucar playing cards. So he's giving me no indication or proof that it's a different deck. And that, my friends, means that it is against Kickstarter terms, because as per Kickstarter terms, you are prohibited to sell something that's already produced in a new package without really adding anything new, which he hasn't. Also, it boggles my mind that she has created this other version, a female version, with a female skull, that is available only on her website. Only 150 decks of those, only 200 of the standard ones, $35 each. That means she's probably making $20 at least off of these decks, if not more than that, which is fine. But it is just reselling something she's already produced in a new fancy sparkly tuck case. And then, like I said, it's weird that one is available on the Kickstarter project, the other is available only on her website, which means if you want both, you have to pay for shipping twice. And there's a possibility, I would say a pretty good possibility, that she ships them to you together despite charging you twice for shipping. And I have to really wonder why not just sell them both on her website, or why not just sell them both on Kickstarter instead of using the project to advertise a second version that's available only on her website. Just a lot of ethical issues with this one for me. I cannot support it. I'm not interested. It's too expensive. Same thing I've already pledged for. And let's move on. Next up, French Revolution playing cards by Alessandro Metaxas to be produced by MPC. I don't remember if I mentioned this one already. I can tell you right away, depending on when it launched, if I told you or not. It launched on the 24th, so I did not likely. Did I? 24th? No, I did not. This is, okay. Go away, thank you. Sorry, having technical difficulties. It's a French Revolution deck, which I think is a marvelous idea that we have not really seen anyone touch upon. But I would prefer to see this in the hands of somebody like Jody Eklund or Robert Tomlinson, somebody who does historical decks like that. The artwork, the court cards is okay, could be a lot better. The tuck case, the front of the tuck case is pretty plain, not too exciting. I believe it's to be printed on a smooth, superior smooth stock. Only available on Kickstarter. Like I said, the court cards could be better, a little cartoony. They look kind of similar to one another. Also, I'm not a huge fan of pips like this that are just a border. I mean, they're okay sometimes, they work sometimes, but I would prefer to see like a solid pip. I guess it's okay. I mean, overall, it's not a bad deck. Is it going to fun? No, not at this rate. It could be better. The back design is pretty nice. I do like the back design. However, it is a one-way back design because it says French Revolution in the center. But, and look at that nice fancy embossing on the tuck case. Pretty cool. It's pretty nice for the most part. Oh, look at that. I kind of like those number cards now that I think of it. The court cards could be better though. And the back design could be mirror imaged. But, 17 bucks for one deck. And that's the early bird. It is $17 Australian, which is about $15 US. So it's not a bad price. But it is an NPC deck. And it's obviously not going to happen at this rate, unfortunately. Next up, I got something here I noticed. It says Makanatsu, 110 million new ideas in a deck of cards by Hakan Lidbo. Oh no, this can't be good. It's getting there funding wise though. Look at that. I don't even know if this is actually a standard deck of cards, so let's press on. Look at this. Hugs, punches, and forts. Apparently, he's the only guy in the world that thinks that's a good idea because nobody's pledged for it. But I think that's it for playing cards on Kickstarter. I got a few more things to talk about. If I could get the stamp computer to freaking work. So sometimes it does not want to work with me. I guess I didn't mention it last week. I probably did. The Erdney's Madison set is once again available. Actually, I probably mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. But, yeah. Damn it. This is infuriating me. I mean, I've had these issues sometimes, but I haven't had them in quite some time. So, Art of Play has some new stuff worth mentioning. Also, by the way, I mentioned it before, green fontaines are popping up here and there. They've sold out on Art of Play. They've sold out elsewhere. They're just going like crazy. Either too many people are buying these just to resell, which is one thing that's obviously happening, or they're not producing enough for the demand. And you gotta meet the demand, in my opinion. One thing worth mentioning on Art of Play is they got 4 near 505 decks available, $8 each, red and blue. Very exclusive distributor of those in the US. They're not bad quality decks. You might want to check them out. Also, they got this Flora deck designed by Paul Robaya. Fuck off. I apologize, I'm just kidding. Then there's the Edge playing cards. This is from TCC playing cards, one of a couple of different decks they've produced recently. I am expecting one of those. They sent me one to review, so I'm not going to buy it just yet. But I'll show it to you. And there's just the Flora, very floral as you can see. Interesting Ace of Spades. And just standard core cards and whatnot. This is the Joker, I assume. Pretty interesting. And yeah, it's not bad as you can see. I never even got his original deck, but this one I actually don't mind. Next up we got, here's the Edge playing cards. Designed by Creative Mint in Prague. I believe they're printed by, yes, printed by USPC. There's the Ace of Spades. The court cards are pretty interesting. They're actually one way as well. The number cards are pretty interesting. The Jokers and your back design, which is pretty cool. If you look at it in these images, it looks very nice. Back design image, very cool for fluorescing probably. And then there's this, the Free Little Pigs, which I'm not overly interested in. This is a deck that was on Kickstarter sometime late last year, I think it was. It failed. It was canceled, I believe, because it was not going to fund. Produced by Pure Imagination Projects, designed by Joe White of Ye Old Studio. Yeehaw. And the project on Kickstarter actually had a green back. They just changed it to red. It still says Free Little Pigs and Pure Imagination Projects on it, which is unnecessary. But I guess that's okay. There's Ace of Spades, the big bad wolf. And the other aces have pigs. And the court cards also have pigs. They're okay, but they are repeating. Each king has the same artwork. Each queen has the same artwork. Each jack has the same artwork. Though they did change the backgrounds. I'm not a big fan of these pips either. But here's your Joker. It's pretty simple. It's an okay deck. Is it worth $12? Maybe $8 or $10. I don't know. I may get it eventually. I may not. Let me know what you think. Should I get it? Should I not get it? The tuck case is actually not bad. But yeah, it's kind of weird that this is on Kickstarter. Failed, and then they produced it anyway. Probably through Art of Play, more than likely. So yeah, there's that. And there's some coming soon that are worth mentioning. there is. I just want to see what she says here. Anyways, so there's this one here, which is launching tomorrow, May 1st, on Kickstarter. Apparently, it's taken 8 years to develop the technology and manufacturing process for these VXD Las Vegas Edition Vertex decks. I'm not going to show you the video, but I do want to see if you can see just an image or something. It's a whatever, you'll see it next week when I do my video. Then there's this Hanafuda and Fusion Poker Playing cards coming soon to Kickstarter. There's a Hanafuda deck, and there's also a Fusion deck, which is a fusion of Hanafuda and poker playing cards. And also you get, or can get, Hanafuda rules. I think we've kind of seen this before in the past with another creator. It was a bit pricey. I didn't get it, but this one I might. And then there's the Iron Horse coming soon from Jody Eklund. Pretty nice looking tuck case. Two different tuck cases. I'm not sure if it's the same deck. And apparently those are standard ones, so they'll probably be limited edition ones as well. That's more than likely. And moving along, there's a couple new ones from Legends that I want to mention. Also, there's this one, Bicycle Explorers. The Explorers playing cards coming back to Kickstarter soon from Card Experiment. As you can see, new tuck case. I have a new back design. I'm not a huge fan of these ones, but we'll see. Apparently it's coming May the 2nd, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. That's Tuesday. And then we got this new deck from Legends Playing Cards, available on their website, the Hong Kong Playing Cards, which celebrates the culinary delights of Hong Kong, and printed as a collab between Legends and SCAD University Hong Kong. I think this might be a joke, but I hope that's not the back design. I don't know what the back design is, if that's it or not, but they're pretty interesting. And the other one is this, a Legends Porcelain deck, based on a Chinese zodiac, I guess. Not to be confused with the Bicycle Porcelain deck. Very pretty back design, very nice. Look at that. It's got that embossing on it, the glossy texture, UV embossing, whatever you call it. Nice, interesting chord cards and faces. Hopefully I get it in a few weeks, as well as the other one. So that is that. Oh, let's look at this though. Apparently, Natalia Silva is not happy about what I said about her project. She says I'm banned from all her campaigns and all her social media, and not to contact me again. and that she will use legal services against me if I continue to troll her or her campaigns. Whatever you say, I'm not the one. I'm just pointing out a very obvious fact, and that is what I see. Um, or is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Projects that serve things that already exist or repackage a previously created product without adding anything new or aiming to iterate on the idea in any way are prohibited by Kickstarter terms. As far as I'm concerned, that's what she's doing. It's just a different tuck case for something that she's already funded on another project. Anyways, if she doesn't want my support, then she's not going to get my support. I won't buy her projects. I've never been that huge of a fan of her stuff. And that is that. Oh, apparently she claims she gave me discounts. Yeah, sir. I'm not sure what she's talking about there exactly. Anyways, that is that. See you next time with more. Goodbye.